Hello there, everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be looking at paper 3 of June 2015 Computer Science 0795. And generally, paper 3 carries 30% of the advanced level. This particular paper carries 30% good. And now we'll be looking just at the programming part of this question. We'll be looking just at the programming part of this question because tax 4 we'll be talking about spreadsheet and yeah, in 2025 and I haven't seen that. But in the next video or subsequently I'll do that for Excel. But our main problem here will be on programming. Good. So I'll read. Sonar is a corporation that provides electricity in Cameroon. Solar charges its clients according to units of electricity consumed. When the number of units exceeds a certain level, the rates of payment changes from domestic to industrial scale. We suggest that the rate for domestic consumption should be 65 francs per unit, while industrial rating should be 100 francs per unit. When the total number of units consumed in a month is far greater than 100 units, the electricity consumption is considered industrial. Otherwise, it remains domestic. Sonel also charges a fixed rent of 500 francs per month on each electricity meters. Value added tax, which is a VAT, is charged on the total amount payable for consumption. That is not including taxes. The VAT is 1.8% of this amount. That is, if number of units consumed is X and rate per unit is Y, then the total on tax amount is equals to XY and VAT equals to that. And we have the net amount payable there by clients, the sum of rents, TUA, and you have the formula down there. They say to calculate the units consumed in a month, previous meter readings below, subtracted from current readings. So we have the meter readings here, which is on the tax 1. I'll have the tax 1 Roman 1. They say in your answer bullet, produce a histogram of the consumption of the meters. Now, to get the consumption of the meters, we are going to take the previous readings minus the current readings. And we have done it here. We have a unit consumed. So we have a unit consumed, not in a month, sorry. Unit consumed R1 minus, sorry, R2 minus R1, and we have that. And now we are being told to produce a histogram of the consumption of the meters. Good. So which means that what we are going to do is the histogram will have meter numbers. That will be on the x-axis. Okay. So the meter numbers that will be the x-axis and unit consumed will be the y-axis. Good. Now, so normally you're supposed to do that in your answer bullet, but I will just rush and do it here on Microsoft Word. So I go to insert, I go to charts, and I'll take the XY scatter rather than coming direct to the histogram. I'll take the XY scatter. So and I'll take the first one and I'll take OK. Good. Now we have that, and you see chart in Word, but it's also in Excel. Good. So on the x-axis, we say it is the meta number, which from 1 to 6. So I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And rather than me giving it, another word can easily give me uh, the approximate values to like measure on the y-axis. So the first one there, the first meta reading there, we have M1 is 80, M2 is 124, M3 is 99, M4 is 4, M5 is 100, and M6 is 890. And we have that, excuse me, and we have that. All right, now when we are done, we simply close this sheet and you see everything is there. You see the metal readings on the x-axis. Sorry, the metal number on the x-axis and the readings on the y-axis. Good. Now, what I can do is I want this now to show me the bars, right? Like the histogram. So I go now to the change under the chart for design. I go to change the chart type and I go to column and I can, let me say I choose this one, clustered column, and I can take OK. Good. You now see 1 is 80. You see that 2, 124 somewhere there. 3, 3 is let's say 99. Somewhere there. 4 is 4 and all that. Good. Now we are done with that. So that is 4 marks. All right. Which means that if we have the correct metal reading, the formula can be 1 mark, the metal readings can be another mark. So the unit consumed can be another mark, and the graph, let's say, can be 2 marks. Is that okay? Now we move to the next, which is the abstraction on tax 2, and I would prefer that you read the entire tax before even trying to see what you can do. Is that okay? Now they say using either C or Pascal programming environment, write a program that has the tables, bracket open and close arrays, as R1, R2, and R3 to hold units consumed for 6 meta readings. Each array should be able to hold 6 elements. The program should prompt the user to enter the previous reading, to the previous and current readings of each meta. It reads these entries into R1 and R2 respectively, and then prints the table with columns for the previous readings, the current readings, and the unit consumed in that order. For example, for the first 2 meta readings, we have that. Is that all right? Yeah, we have that there. All right, good. Now they say copy the code in your program and paste in your text editor and save the file as tax2.txt. Capture the terminal output of your program and store the PDF file as tax2.pdf. Append your program code. To append your program code, save the files as tax2.txt and tax2.pdf in your candidate folder and print to copy. Good, and you have whatsoever. Now, the thing that is, we are going to use the C programming environment, okay? And I'm using PLSC. Is that okay? I'm using PLSC for that. So this is my PLSC here, a PLSC ID. And what we need to know is now you read carefully. The program should prompt the user to enter the previous and correct reading, which means that once you write the correct program and you execute, the user must input the previous reading and the current reading. Is that all right? The user must input the previous and the current reading. Now, what we will now do here is we have the first step is we need to create a new project on our PLSC. Is that all right? We need to create a new project on our PLSC. So I click here on, you have these common actions, open project, start a new project. So you can either click here or you hover on file, you click, and you have new, click on project. Now I will just put it there as tax 2. and I'll choose the empty project. Okay. On that empty project, I come now to Win32 console program CXT, and I'll take okay. Good. Now this project has been created, and this is on the right hand. All right, right, the right screen here. This is here. Now the next thing I'm supposed to do is now I'm supposed now to create a new source file. All right, let's see, it might be complicated, but it's very good. So okay, it's really good. So I click on source code. Now the first thing here is now I need to create a library. Is that all right? I need to create a library. After creating a library, I need now to declare my various variables. Now, for example, now some students will go automatically to say they will just decide to do the int r1 and put the array access of 6 with the equals to sign, and they put the meta readings 1, and it will cause you to lose marks because the question says that the program should prompt the user to enter the previous and current readings of each, which means that they must enter the previous and the current readings. So the first thing there is I need a library which is for the input and output, which is the hash include stgo.h. Is that okay? And this is a library for input output. Good. Now the next thing is at times people will choose you just decide to take the hash define n6. All right. Take the hash define. Now we have a hash define n6. Now this automatically says that now, for example, we need for example, we have the meta readings one, which is r1. Is that okay? And it has it has a size of 6. So the n there will be the size of the array, and it means that the number of elements that we enter into the sorry, array will be 6. Good. Now, after doing that, now we get to the int main. Is that okay? We open that. I'll put the int r1 of n, comma r2 n, and we have r3 of n. Is that okay? Good. So now, and now we have int I. Or to make that easy, I can still wipe this off. Is that okay? I can still wipe this off, and I just put the R1 should have 6 elements. I put here 6. Good. And I have my int I. Now we are supposed to ask now the user for an input. Now I'll put the comments here and I'll say ask user for input. Sorry, input. Now I have printf. Now I'll say enter previous readings, which is our R1. Is okay for 6 meters, and new line with semicolon. Is that all right? Now we have a for loop where we say for I equal to 0 semicolon I less than 6, we increment I. Yeah, okay. Now this statement, there's a loop statement, right? Where you have the initialization for I equals to 0. All right, it means that I begins at 0 and will end at 5 with the size of the array. Is that okay? And you increment till you reach its maximum size, and we have now printf. Then they say meta percentage d, okay, comma I plus 1. Is that okay? When I have scan f, sorry, scan f, I put there a percentage d, comma, and gamma sign R1 of I. Is that okay? I'll close the bracket and I'll close the curly bracket here. Now, I now have another print f, and I'll say a new line there, enter current readings, which is R2 for 6 meters. Good. For I equal to 0, I less than 6, increment I, and open the bracket there. Now, I can see take all of this statement here, I copy all of this. Is that okay? I just copy this and I paste it there. I just change this R1 now to R2. Is that okay? Yeah, take it now to R2 and I close this. Okay. Now we need to now calculate the unit consumed. We need now to get the unit consumed because once you ask the user to enter the previous readings and the current reading, the next thing is to calculate the unit consumed. So now we need the user calculate the unit consumed, which we have now for I equal to 0, I less than 6, and you increment I. Good. Now we have here R3, I will be equal to what? We have the R2, I minus R1, I. Good. Now do semicolon and I close my bracket. Now we need now to print the results for the user to see. Is that okay? Now, so I'll take print f or put the comment here and I put display results for user to see. Good. Now, you know that it must be in the tabular form. Is that okay? So I take print f. I can say, let me see. We have the table there, and I put here previous readings. Is that okay? And I put another one, then I put current readings, unit consumed, and that is a semicolon. And now I take now another loop here for I equal to 0, I less than 6, I increment, which means that you ask for a user to enter the previous and current readings. Is that okay? Now we have the curly bracket. We open the curly brackets here and we say print f. Is that okay? Print f percentage. Sorry, open that. We have a percentage d. Is that okay? Let's see. Let's use Let's take percentage T, add another percentage T here, percentage T, and yeah, another percentage G. Okay, and we have a new line R1 of I, comma, R2 I, comma, R3 I, semicolon. We now close the curly bracket, and we've done 0. Now I'll save it as tax2.c, and as you want to add the file tax2.c to the current project, I take yes, and now you have this project, the source folder and source file in here.c. So once I compile and you see no error here, and I take execute. Now they say meta one, the readings for meta one. Let's look for the readings for meta one. The readings for meta one is 1023, right? So I maximize this screen and I put it 1023. Meta two is 1101. 1101. Meta 3 1011. Sorry, 1011. Meta 4 1199. Meta 5 111. Sorry, 0. Meta 6 1210. And now we now say enter current readings R2 for 6 meters. R2 we have here 1103. We have here 1225. The next we have here 1110. The next we have here 1203. Meta 5 we have here 1210. Meta 6 we have here 2100. Now you now see we have the previous readings there, the current reading and the unit consumed. But now you see here this has really shifted to the right. So I will need to adjust that. Just give me a few minutes, I adjust that and I will come back to you. Is it okay? All right, good. Now we've corrected that. We're supposed to have one T here and all that, and you see we have done everything. And now if we save this, we compile and we execute, and there's a meta one. We have a meta one. We have a 10, sorry, 1023, meta 2, 1101, meta 3, 1011, meta 4, 1199, meta 5, 1110, meta 6, 1210. For the, we enter the current readings for meta for R2, which is 1103. We have the 1225. We have that. We have 1203. We have 1210. We have 2100. And good. Now we have something like this. Good. Now we have something like this. Excellent. Perfect. We have the previous reading, current readings, and the unit consumed. And now we have been told, yeah, we have something like that. Then they say now copy the code and paste in your text editor and save the file as that, and you do that now. So this is what we're supposed to do. Now I open a new Word document and I take this source code, I copy, and I go to my Word, I paste. And now you see everything there. Let's make sure that everything is on one page. Okay. All right, good. Now the next page is where we'll place our terminal. So we need to screen record. This is snipping tool. When you screen record, I now paste here, and now I will save file, save as. We have a candidate folder on our desktop. To save it as tax2, and now I want to save it now as PDF. Now I want to save as PDF. So what I'll do is I'm still on this very document. I'll use this to go to file. I go to save as. Now you see here the extension here is a Word document which is a docx. So I go down there, I click there, I go down to PDF, I click on PDF and I save. Now when I save, you see it opens like this. Is that okay? Good. Now so we are done with that. And if you go to the candidate folder, you open, you see the Word document and the PDF document. Good. Now the next question there for which is the last question is you write a programming language function that takes as parameter the number of units consumed UC and then calculate and returns the net amount payable. Good, which means that is the functions, right? Functions, we have functions. We normally have three types, right? We have the function declaration, uh, and we also have the function definition and function call. Is that okay? So what we'll simply do is we'll have to do uh, the function declaration, which will be done before the int main, which means that what we'll simply do is we are now supposed to write the float, all right, because we have 1.8% of whatsoever. So we have a float, and the float there is a net payable. Okay, is a net payable of int unit consume. Is that okay? Now we open our curly brackets now. And now we declare now the variables, the floats, we have the value added tax, the rent, the total, the TUA, and the net. Is that okay? Now we assign 500 to rent, okay? Because from the question above here, where is it? Rent of 500 francs a month on each. That good. Now the next thing there is we now have an if condition. If unit consumed is less than 100, okay. So who are those who benefit? So sorry, let me put a comment here so that we all understand. So this is for domestic use, okay. So now if that, and remember we are still doing inside this program, okay. We're still doing inside this program. So if unit consumed is less than 100, then we have the TUA will be equal to what we have the UC, sorry, will be equal to unit consumed times what 65. Is that okay? Because we know here that from here, so we suggest that the rating for domestic consumption should be 65 per unit, while industrial should be 100. And now we have the question down here. We need to write a function. Is that okay? Good. Now we have that. The next one will be now be the VAT, the value added tax, which is 1.8%. All right, divided by sorry, Yeah, no, 1.8 divided by 100, all right, times what? CUA. Is that okay? CUA. Good. Now, when we are done with that, we use the if else. Okay, so let me put another comment here. Else, what? We have the industrial use. And now we open now our brackets now and we say TUA will be equals to what? We have UC times 100. Is that okay? And now our VAT will be equals to, our value will be equals to what? We have 1.8 divided by 100 times CUA. Is that okay? Now, when we are done with that, we now close our bracket here, and now we calculate, now we look for the net payable, which is a TUA, all right, plus the value added tax plus what? 500. Is that all right? Yes, net equals to TUA plus VAT plus 500. Good. Now, after doing that, we need now to return what? The net. Is that okay? Then we close. Good. Now, we save this and we go now to our question now and we check. That's the function that we're seeing now. Question 4 or task 3 4. Test this function by calling it in your program from task 2, right? Using UC as parameter, update the program and print the net amount payable in a fourth column of the table. Syntax 2 for various units consumed, elements of arrow. Good. Now we have done everything here. So now we need now to put this now into our focus. So the net payable should appear. Is that okay? Now, which means that we are going to gradually move down. Is that okay? And towards the last printf, we have the previous unit, current rate, and unit consumed. We now have put another table for net payable. Is that okay? And now what we'll now do is we now come down here. We now include our net payable here. Now it's float, right? So we will use let's say percentage 0.0f, which will be no decimal place. Is that okay? And unit consumed, the net payable is supposed to be in franc CFA as shown, so the franc CFA. And then here, comma, will be what? Net payable, net payable, we have here R, net payable, there will be R3, right? Which is unit consume, I, and close. Good. Now we have something like this. Yeah, we have something like this. Sorry, let me reduce this so that we all can see. Yeah, we have something like this. And now, if I save and I compile, I just pray there should be no errors. We have a possible error here. So I'm not sure this is a problem. I'm not sure this is a problem. So once I execute, now meta reading one, let's try something and see if the network will be out. Once we have that, we have next we have 1199 for 1110, 1210. Next we have 1103. Good, good, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now we have it here, and we are supposed to do the screenshot of this and we copy the source code and we put again on the text on the, let's see, we say using your text is to copy the modified code of your program into a new file called tax.txt copy and save the terminal output. That's video. I'll change it back to PDF. All right, then save the files. So what I'll do is I'll now come down here. I go to file and I click new. So automatically I'm done. I'm done with this. So I take a blank new document and I go now to my source code. I copy and I paste and I go to a new line. So it's a new page and I do a screenshot of my I'm sure we have this here. Yeah, I do a screenshot and I paste in my, sorry to close this. I paste now in my Word document. I now save the file as tax 3. Now Word document, now this part is not correct, okay. So but I have the folder on my desktop, which is candidate folder 2015, desktop candidate folder 2015, and I save as tax 3, and I come back here to file. I save the verify as. Remember the path must be there. Is that okay? The path for your candidate folder, which will carry your name, and I save it as TTF, and I save, and you see it opens and you print, and that will be easy. Good. I thank you all. If there are any questions, you can ask me, and I'll be willing to answer. Is that okay? For now, goodbye, and see you in our next video.